new statistical system framework complements national prosperity. Four million children eligible for Pfizer vaccine via PIC kits. Data is a national asset that must be managed well in order to provide huge returns to the country in the form of information that could provide guidelines towards achieving the country's policy goals and vision. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Semasa said as such, the National Statistics and Data Council, MSDN, will be empowered to harness this asset by reinforcing it as an organisation as well as modernising the statistics service. MSDN acts as the highest advisory body in providing guidance and direction to strengthen the governance of the country's statistical system. Through a media statement, the Premier said the Chief Data Officer, CDO, will be appointed through the reassignment of existing officers in each ministry, department, federal and state agencies starting in 2022 in stages. The implementation of the action plan will then begin towards strengthening the national statistics system. MSDN comprised relevant cabinet ministers, academics, representatives of the public sector, the private sector and industry, as well as the Department of Statistics Malaysia, DOSM, which acts as the secretariat. The council today held its first meeting in Putrajaya, chaired by the Prime Minister himself. In another development, the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, are the nexus of all policies which must be given focus in all national plannings and development policies. The Prime Minister emphasised that this is critical to prevent any future recurrence of natural disasters, such as massive floods that hit the country recently. Datuk Seri Sabri said the floods should be a lesson for all parties to balance between development and the need to protect and conserve the environment. Through the SDGs, the national development will improve and Malaysia will become a nation that is stronger, resilient, peaceful and prosperous.
Perkembangan ini padah yang terpaksa ditanggung sangat tinggi seperti mana yang kita lalui baru-baru ini. Ataupun mungkin akan lebih teruk lagi. Ia melangkau apa yang boleh diukur dari segi keuangan. Kerajaan tidak mampu untuk menangani perkara ini secara bersendirian. Sokongan padu amat diperlukan daripada semua pihak, selari dengan pendekatan senegara, terutamanya apabila kita merujuk kepada SDG.
On a related note, Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz informed that the Malaysia Sustainable Development Goals Foundation, MySDG Foundation, which launched today, will be a platform for better coordination of grants from various sources. Various funds had been set up and managed by stakeholders to address issues pertaining to poverty eradication, wildlife welfare and environmental and biodiversity conservation. All programs and projects under the fund are subject to a selection, monitoring, reporting and auditing process.
Oleh itu, terdapat keperluan mendesak untuk memastikan pengurusan dana yang lebih berkoordinasi dan bersepadu bagi membiayai program dan projek di negara ini yang berkemungkinan berada di luar cakupan peruntukan tahunan kerajaan. Bagi mengatasi cabaran ini, kerajaan telah bekerjasama dengan PBB di Malaysia untuk menubuhkan Yayasan SDG Malaysia.
The vaccine distribution for children through the National COVID-19 Adolescent Immunization Program PICK for kids or PIC kits will roll out starting the 3rd of February in the Klang Valley. Deputy Health Minister Dr. Noor Azmi Ghazali informed that an estimated 4 million children will be eligible for the Pfizer vaccine.
Sebagai permulaan, pemberian vaksin Pfizer akan dilaksanakan di Lembah Kelang melalui hospital-hospital bagi kanak-kanak yang mempunyai masalah perubatan, manakala pemberian vaksin bagi kanak-kanak yang tiada masalah perubatan akan diberi di pusat pemberian vaksin integrasi. Seterusnya, ini akan diperluaskan ke sekolah dengan kerjasama Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, dan kaedah pemberian lain yang telah dikenal pasti adalah PPV offsite, klinik swasta, klinik kesihatan dan program jangkau luar atau outreach.
The first batch of the vaccine will arrive from Belgium tomorrow. To date, 484,639 children aged 5 to 11 years old have registered via the My Sejahtera app. It also allows parents to schedule their preferred date, time and venue for their children to receive the shots. The appointment system will be expanded to other states in the near future. Heavy rains caused damage and new cracks were detected at soil settlement areas in Lestari Perdana, Sri Kembangan, Selangor. According to Sedang Police Chief ACP A.A. Anbalagan, relevant agencies are still in the process of restoration works. All vehicles have been moved away from the location and 50 steel beams had been implanted into the soil to prevent the cracks from spreading. Meanwhile, geological experts from the Subang Jaya City Council (MBSJ) are also conducting periodic evaluation to monitor the development and current situation of the soil.
Proses itu akan mengambil masa lebih kurang 7 hari untuk menyiapkan lebih kurang 150 meter kawasan yang mendapat tanah mendap itu. Jadi proses itu sedang berlangsung. Semalam kita dapati 50 besi telah pun dicucuk, ditanam bagi memastikan ia tidak merebak ke kawasan yang lain. Dan kita juga menasihatkan kepada tuan punya premis kedai, iaitu di hadapan itu directly ada 17 kedai, dan kita telah menasihatkan mereka agar mengosongkan, dan semua mereka telah mengosongkan rumah kedai sehingga keadaan selamat barulah mereka boleh pulang.
To date, police have not received any reports from the owner of the cars, which were damaged due to the incident. Nonetheless, those affected can file a police report in order to claim damages and insurance. In other news, the Court of Appeal has rejected the former Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak's appeal to reinstate a civil lawsuit against M-Bank Islamic Berhad and 2 others over mismanagement of his bank accounts. The panel, led by Justice Dato' Yaakob Matsam, Dato' Haria Said Ismail and Dato' Ahmad Zaidi Ibrahim, unanimously dismissed the appeal after finding it to have no merit. The court also ordered Datuk Seri Najib to pay costs of 40,000 ringgit to M-Bank Islamic and AMMB Holdings Berhad. Furthermore, he also had to pay 35,000 ringgit to former customer relationship manager Joanna Yu Ginping, who is one of the respondents in the appeal. Justice Dato' Yaakob said the court was of the view that Datuk Seri Najib was seeking to proceed with his civil suit to undermine the criminal proceedings and findings by the High Court and Court of Appeal in the SRC International Criminal case. The issues in Datuk Seri Najib's civil suit and in his SRC International Criminal case were almost similar, if not identical. On 28 July 2020, High Court Judge Datuk Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali convicted and sentenced the former Premier to 12 years imprisonment and a fine of 210 million ringgit over the SRC International Criminal case.
Why do we tell you stories?
Relevant,
New,
efficient,
accurate.
reliable. We bring you extraordinary stories from around the world, from politicians, bankers, and even your favorite celebrities. This and many more on RTM's English News. And welcome back. A total of 205 projects involving an allocation of 8 billion ringgit has been approved under the third rolling plan of the 12th Malaysia Plan, or 12MP. Senior International Trade and Industry Minister Dato Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali said the projects will be managed by the Economic Planning Unit, EPU. He further explained that flood management and prevention projects are among those given the top priority in disaster management, simultaneously ensuring sustainable development in the states. He added that the collaboration between the federal and state government in poverty eradication programs are also being discussed. This is to ensure the intended aid can be properly channeled to those in need.
Lembangan di negeri Selangor kerana kita mahu melihat usaha-usaha disegerakan. Kesan daripada banjir besar baru-baru ini amat besar, bukan sahaja kepada rakyat dan penduduk tetapi juga kepada ekonomi negeri dan ekonomi negara. Kita mengambil maklum bahawa negeri Selangor antara pusat aktiviti ekonomi yang pesat dan banyak industri, banyak sektor-sektor perkilangan dan pembuatan di Selangor dan kepadatan penduduk yang begitu tinggi. Maka apabila berlaku bencana seperti ini, ianya memberi kesan bukan sahaja kepada negeri tetapi juga kepada negara.
A new electricity tariff from year 2022 to 2024 will be announced soon. Energy and Natural Resources Minister Dato Sri Taqiyuddin Hassan said that the new tariff will take into account the situation in the country and will hopefully ease the burden suffered by the people.
Kita akan implement IBR ni dan juga RP3 regulatory period 3 ni pada 1 Februari. So you can guess lah bila kita akan announce. Ya, itu kena tunggu Suruhanjaya Tenaga akan mengumumkan. Tapi saya boleh bagi clue bahawa tidak sama sekali membebankan rakyat.
The Federal Territories Ministry, KWP, has declared February as Zero Hardcore Poverty Month. Towards this purpose, its Minister, Dato Sri Shahidan Kasim, and his Deputy, Dato Sri Jalaluddin Alias, are prepared to cut their salary to help 19 hardcore poor families in Putrajaya. According to Dato Sri Shahidan, the families are currently earning about 750 ringgit monthly, which was below the standard of 1,250 ringgit per month. Some months, the monthly income of these 19 families goes down as they depend on petty trading. Aside from that, food bags will also be distributed to all poor families across the federal territories, amounting to about 16,000 families. For the long term, the hardcore poor will be assisted to begin a small business by providing funds and licenses.
Kita telah isiarkan bahawa Februari ialah bulan sifar miskin tegar. Hari ini KSU akan bekerja kuat dengan hebatnya bersama dengan Datuk Bandar dan juga Yayasan untuk memastikan bahawa miskin tegar yang tidak melepasi 1,250 itu ditampung. Dan Baitulmal telah bersetuju untuk menampung semua sekali kosnya, tapi sementara mereka meneruskan kerja-kerja tersebut. Jadi Datuk Bandar dengan KSU dan Datuk Bandar, Yayasan Wilayah dan juga semua pihak akan buat kerja untuk tujuan tersebut. Sementara untuk Putrajaya, saya dengan timbalan saya akan memotong gaji kami untuk memberi kepada 19 orang miskin tegar di Putrajaya itu dalam tempoh 2 bulan. Tuan UMNO akan jelbu.
Now, the Ministry of Transport MOT is targeting a 50% reduction due to road accidents by the year 2030. Its Minister, Dato Sri Dr. B. Kasyang, said the target was set in line with the Malaysian Road Safety Plan 2022 to 2030, launched with a vision to achieve zero deaths from road accidents in Malaysia, raise road safety standards and protect the welfare of road users.
Itu berdasarkan kepada baseline data pada tahun 2019. bermaksud 6,000, perlu kurangkan sampai 3,000. Ya. Walaupun kita nampak dalam tempoh 2 tahun, mungkin kita macam boleh berasa lega. Tapi hakikatnya 2020-2021 disebabkan ada PKP. Kenderaan sebenarnya tak dibenarkan berada di atas jalan raya. Tapi meskipun faktor itu, kita nampak pada tahun 2020 kita masih lagi mencapai angka 4,634. Yang mana pengurangan nampaknya 25%.
He said this after the launch of Op Bersepadu and the road safety campaign in Putrajaya in conjunction with the Chinese New Year festive season. About 2,200 Road Transport Department JPJ enforcement personnel will go on duty to ensure traffic safety of road users until 8 February. Among the initiatives taken by JPJ is using undercover agents to pose as express bus passengers to monitor 14 hotspots along the highway. The Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, MOTAC, through its agency Tourism Malaysia, has teamed up with GoPro to bring Malaysia's hidden wonders to life through the Dream Malaysia Videos production campaign. The campaign, which ran from 13 to 28 March last year, required the public to capture their memorable moments of visiting dream domestic destinations or new places that they had never seen before or heard of, with GoPro's cameras. Throughout the campaign, a total of 133 entries were received, and following this, Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri hopes that these attractions in Malaysia that have been around for so long will be exposed soon as a result of the initiative.
Saya percaya terutama sekali golongan orang muda, kerana mereka akan berminat untuk pergi melancong kerana menggunakan penama alat ini. Ia memperkasakan mereka untuk mempromosikan aktiviti mereka di satu-satu tempat.
Datuk Sri Nancy said through the campaign, participants can bring a unique perspective and immersive content for adventurers in Malaysia. She hoped this creative collaboration will reminisce both domestic and international tourists of Malaysia's known and hidden wonders, its captivating biodiversity and unparalleled hospitality. But first, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Semasa held a meeting with the Badminton Association of Malaysia BAM top leadership and national men's singles shuttler Lee Zijia at Perdana Putra this afternoon. Also present at the meeting was national women's singles ace and former world junior champion Goh Jinwei. Through a post on his official Facebook page, Datuk Sri Semasa said he was glad everything was settled amicably, adding that he hoped that our national shuttlers continue to excel on the world stage and the Jalur Gemilang is hoisted again on the international arena. On 21st January, BAM announced that they would not register Zijia for any tournaments for a period of 2 years, effective from 18 January, after the world number 7 shuttler handed his letter to quit BAM on 11th January. However, 4 days later, BAM President Tan Sri Muhammad Norza Zakaria gave Zijia the green light to turn professional after accepting his appeal and holding discussions with the shuttler. The status of Jinwei's appeal, which was sent on Tuesday, is still unknown, after she too was handed a 2-year suspension for leaving BAM, claiming she wanted to retire due to a health factor last September, before making a U-turn to turn professional. National Gymnastics Queen Farah Ann Abdul Hari admitted that it's going to be a tough challenge to achieve her peak performance, as she will be facing 3 major sporting events this year. Elaborating further, Farah said the dates of the events, namely the SEA Games, Commonwealth Games and Asian Games, have been scheduled to be held close to each other. The SEA Games in Hanoi, Vietnam has been scheduled from 12 to 23rd May, followed by Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, the United Kingdom, from 28 July to 8 August, and Asian Games in Hangzhou, China, from 10th to 25th September. The 2019 SEA Games gold medalist said she is now training full-time after going through rehabilitation since last year. The Selangor-born gymnast also welcomed NSC's move to increase the allowance rate for SEA and ASEAN Para Games silver and bronze medalists which she was confident would be able to boost the athletes' spirits to achieve their best performance in Vietnam. Yesterday, Youth and Sports Minister Dr. Sri Ahmad Faisal Azumu said the silver medalists would have their allowances raised from 800 to 1,500 ringgit a month, while bronze medalists' allowances would be increased from 800 to 1,000 ringgit per month. That concludes this evening's news at 10. In our top story, new statistical system framework complements national prosperity. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. Till then, it's lights out. I'm Brendan Paul. Stay tuned to Southern Berita RTM and have a pleasant evening.